Oh, this is very, very difficult. Very difficult. Hello guys, welcome back to New Who HQ. I am Matt, and today I am ranking the three 60th specials from 2023. The Star Beast, Wild Blue Yonder, and The Giggle. Firstly, if you're new, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, then you can if you like. Be nice. And if you give this video a like, that would be really, really helping out as well. So I'm going to stop waffling and get in to my ranking, starting off from number 3, The Star Beast. The Star Beast was the first of the 60 specials. I liked it as an opening. I think we hadn't had Doctor Who for over a year, so I was kind of just excited to have some form of Doctor Who content back. So to have that was nice, and have David Tennant back was nice. And none of these are bad. Just because it's third doesn't mean it's bad. But I think now I look back on it, out of the three, it is the, you know, it's not the best one out of the three by any means, nowhere near. I feel like we've had like quite a lot of like complicated sort of all over the place episodes, which I love about Doctor Who, but I feel like The Giggle does it better, and there's more important stuff that happens in The Giggle. So with this one, it's sort of just like, oh. The Beep the Meep is someone that I've not really remembered very much. Like, I remember they turn evil and they were good, but apart from that, I don't really remember them. It's not really holded up in my mind as something that I'm that interested in, really. Don't get me wrong, I love the Doctor and Donna are back, but I feel like this was a sort of episode that was just introducing us, the Meep and what they were doing, and sort of how it ended. It wasn't really of interest to me. Now I think about it, it didn't really matter. I understand it mattered for the Doctor and Donna because he got his Donna back. I do get that, but yeah, again, I have issues with how that came about, and I actually spoke about that in my review of the actual episode, which you can go and check out. I speak about it in more detail, but just looking back at it now, it's good, but I don't remember much from it, and that's not good. Okay, so moving on to number 2, and this was the most difficult bit because I didn't know where to put these, and it's exceptionally close. But I have gone with order of airing, and at second I put Wild Blue Yonder, the second episode from the 60th specials. This was completely different from The Star Beast, and completely different in a very, very good way. I love this episode, and I can remember all of it. It holds up to me. I've rewatched it since, and it gives me Midnight vibes. I really, really like how the sort of empty and solitary vibe that we get from the ship that they're on, and the airlock having been open in 3 years, that creates a sort of sense of fear. So as something's not quite right, and the TARDIS running away, hasn't got the sonic screwdriver. They're basically stranded, buggered in a way, and this little robot who moves exceptionally slowly, and the walls turn. So many things that we have absolutely no idea what's happening. And then I love the editing cutscenes between, I can't remember what they were doing in there, but there was the blue room and there was the orange room, and you know what I mean, where they were, talking. And when I was watching it first time, I was like, I didn't know what was coming at all, and I thought, this isn't right. I just thought it was like a weird, wacky way of editing, but it turns out it really wasn't. And you sort of, rewatching it, I can see the moment where it changes, the tone changes, and it goes cold. Literally, it was cold, but also it felt cold to us. And I really, really like that. And then we get the moment where Donna's arms are too long. It's creepy as hell. It's Midnight vibes, and Midnight's one of the best episodes ever of Doctor Who, but it has its own original feel to it. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. It felt like a proper Doctor and Donna story back in season 4 days. The Disney budget was in full swing, you could tell. Sarah Isaac Newton was in it. Every Tennant thought he was hot, love that. Annoyed all the right-wing people, love that. And the ending, not really truly knowing what these people are, what this thing is, but I love the moments where sort of the Doctor is trying not to think, but that's his weakness, is that he has to think. And the more he thinks, the more information himself gets on the other side of the wall. I thought that was great. It was very, very cheesy in Doctor Who when there were sort of massive monsters running towards them, and sort of, yeah, that was quite cheesy, but there were moments where it was really dark and cold, and that interaction between the Doctor and Donna where she was talking about, you don't really know where you're from, the flux, all of that. That was a really deep moment, and then for her to not be Donna and to play him like that, like a game, it was malicious. So there was all sorts of emotions going on. It scared me, it frightened me, it made me sad, it made me interested, it made me sceptical. It made me feel a lot of things in this episode. There were some funny moments as well, but overall, I do really like it, but it's not the best one. And the best one, I'm afraid, is The Giggle. Now, I think, obviously, I said I was very, very close between putting, Wild Blue Yonder at number 1 and The Giggle at number 2. I'm not going to compare because I don't honestly think a YouTuber could compare these two episodes for the reasons of how different they are. It just comes down to preference, I feel like. And for me, I prefer this. A lot happens in this episode. It's packed. And I'm not going to lie to you, I feel like a lot of people talk about the bioregeneration, which I've spoken about, but I really need to give more praise to Neil Patrick Harris. Like, I don't think if it was someone else as the toy maker, I honestly don't think this will be at number 1. I'm not saying he carries the episode by any means, but he brings a lot to this that I love. He matches David Tennant and Ncuti when he appears, which not many actors can do to someone as, versatile as Tennant. So I really, really like that. His German accents, him playing with the Doctor, playing the games, Life's Just a Game, his Spice Girls dance, everything about him. He has some iconic moments in this episode, which for me really rounded up. The overall plot I like, with people thinking they're all right. There's a lot of, I like the bit where sort of the Prime Minister's saying, why do I care about you? And Donald's like, there's no change there then. I love that line, it's classic. It was so obviously going to be said when I saw the Prime Minister up there, but it had to be said because, it's true. The government don't care about us. Yeah, David Tennant and Catherine Tate are fantastic together. Bonnie Langford was back, that was great. Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, she was fantastic. There were solid performances sort of from everyone. And I love the bits within the sort of, I call it the toy maker's playhouse, where they go through all the corridors and, the whole thing with Stooky Bear, the whole thing with the television, seeing Clara, seeing Amy, seeing Bill, sort of played by puppets. I like this a lot. There's so many moments, the bit with Donna in the doll's house and, the little dolls come out and the little girl speaking in rhymes and that scared the hell out of me. I'm not normally scared by stuff like that. So, yet again, it made me feel a whole host of emotions, but I just enjoyed the ride. Of course, the ending was massive. It changes Doctor Who methodology. Is that the right word? It changes a lot of it, with Ncuti coming in, but I like it. I like Ncuti's energy with Tennant. I think they're great together. And overall, it's pretty solid. I'm actually starting to think, should I put Wild Blue Yonder at top? So that is my ranking. Honestly, there's so much more I could have spoken about, but the top 2 that I named could have easily switched around, and honestly, if you ask me again in a year, it could very much switch around, but all 3 hold up especially well, but the top 2 are honestly some of the best Doctor Who episodes I have ever seen. And let me know what your thoughts are. Do you completely agree or do you completely disagree with my ranking? If you do, drop it down in the comments. Be nice, please. I don't want to be blocking comments or I'll just argue back with you. If you're new, please just subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.